Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome to Tech Saturday. I was going on, and I noticed, oh, well, wait, I've muted things. So I've had a busy morning with being a dad, and it looks like I have about 5 miles under my belt of walking and enjoying the outside. So it is time to focus on a little bit of tech. So if anybody is interested in coming and sharing a little bit, just let me know. I'm going to just cover a couple things that I think are important to cover. So let's see. What we will do is, I know a lot of people had some questions on the Aquarius. I thought it was aqua as in water. I guess I've looked at this page, but really it did not sink in. But um, people have had questions. Why did you choose the wallets that you did? Can I do another type of wallet, et cetera, et cetera. And part of it is I chose the wallet to do what I was doing because I wanted to easily access my Stellar, my XLM, from my ledger. And so what I did was I went through and I found the wallets that would work with my ledger. So if I went to Stellar Term, I don't know if I have the exact URL. Let's see. Yeah, Stellar Term. There we go. Went here, went to, well, I kind of did a little bit of research, but when you do a login, you see all the different types of wallets. And what I don't want to have to do is have one wallet to do something and then send it to another wallet if everything can be secured on my ledger, then I don't have to worry about doing that. So I look for wallets that support a hardware wallet. And Stellar Term does. We'll look at the other one. Stellar X also supports a ledger because if you go to connect, you'll see that it says ledger. Now, one of the reasons I prefer a ledger over Trezor is just because of this particular reason. If you look at Stellar Term, do login. Oh, yeah, it's down here. They do have Trezor or Trezor. But if you look at StellarX, they only have Ledger. The majority of hardware wallets that are supported by different wallets out there, they will do Ledger over Trezor. The only one that I know that I wish they would do something a little bit differently is Exodus. Exodus, you can secure your wallet with your Trezor, but you can't with a ledger. So that is the one that kind of rules over ledger at this point. But the thing to remember is that when you use a hardware wallet, when you use what I'm going to talk about as ledger, you're not locked into one type of wallet, with that blockchain. So with Stellar, you can see that I can use Stellar Term with my ledger. I can go to Ledger Live and access my Stellar there with my ledger. You can go to this one, not necessarily a wallet, but more of a swapping mechanism and trading, but you can access this and do the swap using your ledger. You don't have to use a Wallet Connect. You don't have to log in with an email or open up another type of Stellar wallet and then ship things back to your ledger. You just do it right in your ledger. Now, one of the reasons why, I'm going to swap back to this. I'm not going to go in here right now because I would just have to hide too much. But one of the things you want to remember, people in the comments said, well, why can't I just use my Ledger Live? Like, well, you can. But what I did verify was you can see your Stellar in Ledger Live, but you can't see your Aquarius in Ledger Live or Aqua, whatever you want to call it. You can't see that in Ledger Live. You need to have another type of wallet to see the, I don't know what they are called. I know there's got to be some type of technical name for them, but they're kind of like ERC20s for the Stellar network. There was, in the video, you could see there was a whole big long list of those, and you had to add them so it was viewable in Stellar Term. And so that's why I chose this wallet, because it seemed to be the easiest. You can use any wallet you want. What they recommended back in, looks like something was delivered to my front door, and I've been waiting for that. If you look back here, whoops, it'll tell you, what wallet they recommend to, supported wallets. If you don't have it on a ledger that you can access, I don't know what to tell you. I know people asked, well, is it going to be supported in Exodus? I don't think so. Is it going to be supported in Atomic? I don't think so. I don't know if either of those wallets can support an ERC20 type of coin. It's not an ERC20. I should have looked it up before I came on the air, but you can see your Stellar there, but you can't necessarily see your Aquarius. And so that's what's going to be important. If you have something in your Exodus, and I'm not saying this is for sure because I haven't done the research, but I know other times people have been able to get their private key, and then with that private key, access through another wallet. But I can't be guaranteed because it's not on this recommended wallets list. If you can't access them right now, you can test it and see, but I would, put them on, go order a hardware wallet right now. You're probably not going to get it in time. But, if you're going to be serious about crypto, you need to use a hardware wallet. You need a password manager. You need, certain things to keep yourself private, secure, safe, and able to go to the different wallets to access your coins. And a perfect example is Tezbots, which held the Tez token. Well, it doesn't really matter what wallet it is, because some wallets have just their doorstops. They have not had any more development. I think one of them, what was the one that holds EOS? Scatter. I don't know if they're doing any more development in Scatter. If you go to their website to download it, the links haven't worked in months. So if you keep things in a hardware wallet, you can go and use just about any wallet that will support the Ledger or Trezor. And so that's why I keep things on a hardware wallet. So I've probably beaten this dead horse. On that, I don't know if it's not on this list. I can't tell you if it's going to support it. All I can do is read through their documentation, their information, and say, yep, it's going to support it, or nope, it's not. If you have it Caleb Brown, you absolutely will not get it. If you do not hold it with your private keys, you will not get it. If you can't access a wallet that you can see the airdropped coins into, you're not going to be able to do it. If you have a ledger, you know that you'll be able to get into Stellar Term, Stellar X, and you will be able to see it in Ledger Live. So that's really all I can say on that. I know other people have asked, well, how many coins? That really depends on how many people are participating. If you have your XLM in a wallet, but you don't have your one Aqua, then you will not participate in the airdrop, because having some of that token in your XLM wallet basically says, hey, I'm here, please let the airdrop come into this wallet. They do it on the back end. I don't know how they do it, but that's how they do it. Okay, let me take a quick look at my list. Yeah, I didn't have too much to cover. Let's go into some of the questions. Okay, let me refresh this just in case. Okay, we'll go through this and then we will go through the questions that you guys can put into the system, the GoToWebinar system. So Bob says, regarding XLM airdrop, will the airdrop still happen for people who have software wallets like Exodus, or will it only apply to hardware wallets? It's not only going to apply just to hardware wallets, but it's going to apply to a wallet that can actually see the token. I don't think Exodus is going to be able to see the token. If you can get the private key out and you can put it into another type of wallet, then you'll have it. But they did not have Exodus on that list of wallets, so you may not. Well, let's just put it this way. Try to use an Exodus wallet to get one of those tokens into it and visible. And if you can, then most likely it'll work. But if you can't see that token, if you can't deposit that token and see it visibly in Exodus, then you are not going to be able to, because there's no way to get it out. Let's do that. Okay, so the next, oh, you know what? No one did remind me, but I reminded myself. Let's do this. Oh, that's monster big. Okay. Hey, George, a couple of questions. Number one, I'm getting my XLM back from Caleb Brown to my ledger. How long do I need to keep them in my ledger after the airdrop? It is basically let's go back here, and it is the snapshot date. You know, whatever, I've been dealing with 3 different airdrops, and one is the 15th of this month, and one is, I believe this is the 15th. But as long as you pass, hold on, sorry if I'm getting you guys dizzy. Yeah, we'll take a snapshot of the Stellar Network on December 15th, 2021. That's the date that you need to hold the coins, and anything after that date, you can send them wherever you want. I know some of the other airdrops, and if you're new to airdrops, airdrops are all over the place, meaning some rules for one don't apply to another. Most of the airdrops that I've participated in, well, maybe about half the airdrops, happened at a time that I didn't know that the airdrop was going to happen, meaning like 1 inch. 1 inch, I got some airdrop tokens of 1 inch because I had used another DEX 6 months before. And then they announced it that if you had used a particular DEX in August, then you would get an airdrop. And they announced that like in October. So you couldn't prepare for it. And then there are ones like this that say you need to have something in your wallet, 500 XLM and 1 Aquarius, and you will be able to participate in the airdrop. And then there are some which is, let's go all the way out. Well, we can do this. So I did 2 videos. One was the XLM, and then, oops, and then there's Sunday Swap. Sunday Swap, they have not set a date. They've just basically said, you need to have this in place when this happens. And if you don't, well, if you can hear my dog, we're babysitting a dog and today is the last day. But they are going to just announce the date, and that's when you have to have it in place. And if not, then you miss it. So sometimes you know that it's coming up, like this one on XLM, Some you have no idea when it's going to happen, but you know it's going to happen in that Sunday swap. And then some you participated in something and you didn't know that an airdrop was going to happen until 6 months later. And you look back and you're like, oh, I'm glad I used that DEX. So you have, to answer this question, number one, you have till the 15th. And then after the 15th, I would wait at least, till the 16th, or if you can figure out the right timing, if you urgently need to set it back, but just make sure you know the time zone that it's also set to. Number two, when they do the airdrop, do they give you as many free coins equivalent to the amount? This, I'm not going to be able to answer this. It is divided up. This particular one is divided up into how many people are participating. And to participate, you have to meet those minimum requirements. I believe there's also a maximum requirement, or a maximum that they don't want some of the whales participating. I can't tell you what the coins, how many you're going to get. Sometimes you can know that, and sometimes you can't, depending on if they have a pot that they're dividing up. And I don't think it's going to be a huge airdrop as far as value, but free coins are free coins, because the market data is not tracked. This has been out. This is the second airdrop for the Aqua. And so it's 3 times as large as the first one, but there's not much here to tell you what the value is. I think this airdrop is going to be very similar. If anybody was around for the Qtum airdrop, where you got QI, and the only way you could get rid of your QI was to swap it on QI swap for Qtum. And so you got a little bit of extra Qtum if you were participating in that airdrop. And I think this is going to be a similar thing, that the airdrop will happen. They said the snapshot's going to happen on the 15th. They didn't say when it's going to be dropped in your wallet, so just FYI. And so you may get this token. You may not be able to sell it on the open market, but you could go back to and swap them out for XLM. I think that's probably what I will do. Okay, let's go down. Hi, George. Are you willing to do a video on staking time, Wonderland? Would love some guidance to ensure I don't misstep. Thanks. No idea what time is. Well, let's take a look. Time is the token. I know I passed time. Okay, Wonderland time. Never heard of it. It's on the Apache Seed chain. Whoa. Well, I am not going to buy one to test it. So no, I probably won't do it because I don't hold it. And I'm not going to buy a little bit just to do a video, because I don't think there are very many people that are going to buy it at that price. I don't even know what the chain does. Hi, George. Hope you're having a good day. Got a question regarding Boba. I have some on Binance, but last time I looked, no withdrawals allowed. When do they allow? Then what? I'm asking. That is a very good question. You can get a coin, but if you can't move it and you can't sell it any place, then it has no value. That's kind of what I felt like on the Qtum airdrop, which had QI. I'll tell you what the price of QI is. QI swap. It is 20 cents, and the markets are Gate.io, Tokyo Crypto. It looks like the only place to trade it would be Gate.io. The volume, wow, volume 24 hours, 2 million. That's much more than I thought. Well, yeah, I guess. BKEX, never heard of them. They have some good volume. Maybe someone's trying to buy, but Gate.io, 389. Let's look at Boba. I know you're not going to be able to sell it at Caleb & Brown. It has not been around long enough. Who knows where the liquidity is? Let's look at, the high, almost $8, and it's just kind of going south from there. The only, well, I guess there are quite a few markets. Gate.io seems to be, let's see, FTX is probably your best bet. The problem with Binance, and this has got to be Binance .com and not Binance.us. Binance can hold your coins for an indefinite amount of time, and you can't really do anything but play by their rules. And you can ask them, but who knows? You may try to swap them out, but it doesn't show that they are going to trade the Boba. So I'm not sure where you can get rid of it. I also looked at, let's do that right now. Let's go to Simple Swap. Most likely they're not going to have anything. Nope, no Boba. So I'm not sure where you're going to be able to get rid of your Boba. You may be able to try to do a, yeah, that one I don't know. If you find out something easy and you can do it in the US, let me know. The thing, you probably are not in the US, but everybody in the US, well, actually everybody is getting KYC'd right now at Binance. And I think until December 7th, you have, and then they're going to lock you out. And I know I have a couple people, I think one I'm working with on Monday, that basically is getting threatened with that. I got an email. I had a Binance account that was KYC'd, and I had a Binance account that was not KYC'd, and I would just do a little bit of swapping or trading here and there with it. But I can't do that anymore because everybody needs to be KYC'd. If you're in the United States, you can't prove that you're outside the United States, so having a VPN doesn't really matter. And that's why VPN is just kind of a crutch, but it's definitely not a solution. A solution is being in a great jurisdiction that you can trade on whatever platform you want, and that's what I'm hoping for soon. This is from Sundog. Hi G, I'm trying to unstake my EOS from Simple EOS version 1.0.5 wallet on the MacBook. I keep getting an error message. Error, build CPU 542 is greater than the maximum. Transaction failed. I've moved the unstake slider many times to different amounts to no avail. Is there anything else I could try? Yes, you can't use Simple EOS. The big question, Sundog, and if you're here, you can put it in the question part. The biggest thing is, how do you have your EOS secured? Do you have the private key? Do you have the mnemonic phrase? Is it on a hardware wallet? Those, letting me know that will tell you the easiest way to do things, because I was working with my friend. I was working with my friend on Friday. We were supposed to do things in the morning, and then I did those videos, and he had the same issue. He was like, "It's Simple EOS." I'm like, "Yeah, there's no update. The wallet is dead. It sucks." And number one, I will never get into EOS again, just because issues like this. And the only solution that we could come up with, we went back and forth, and there was staking, and there was all of this. He had a 200 staked on the CPU, and we were trying to unstake those, and nothing would work. We couldn't even unstake like 10. And so I do not care for the Simple EOS wallet, the Fairy wallet. The only one that would work for us is let me see if I can pull it up, is the Anchor wallet. But then again, it's kind of tricky to get your private keys. Oop. Helen says they can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Let's see. The little bar is going up and down, so I think yes, you can hear. Okay. So here is the Anchor wallet, and I don't know if I have this set up for EOS, but you can have it for EOS, for Wax, and you can import an existing account. And I'm not going to be able to show you here, but there's something called, you can buy cycles of CPU. Oh, yeah, you're not even seeing it, sorry, because I think you guys see the screen. Let me just see if I can go to Anchor Wallet. Okay, this is Anchor Wallet. Anchor Wallet has kind of saved a few people in Wax and in EOS, and there is a way to, I don't think I can show it. There's a way that you can purchase for a very small amount of EOS CPU cycles, and that's the only way that I've been able to get people out of their chain, EOS or Wax, that the staking didn't take the cycles up. And so what you can do is you can buy a bunch of cycles, CPU cycles, because that error that you're talking about is a CPU cycle, and it's basically saying you don't have enough CPU available to you. The Anchor wallet shows you that that it's kind of in the red, you need more CPU, and then you can go ahead and rent a little bit for a very little bit of EOS, and it just makes it so much easier. In fact, I wish I would have used the Anchor wallet because I probably left some EOS, and I should probably go back and get it. In the wallet that I was using, I think it was attached to Scatter, and Scatter, then the interface that I used was blocks.io, and I had to leave some in there because I needed enough staked to have CPU cycles so that I could actually send things out. And I didn't want to go back to it because I just feel so frustrated. So I would try to use the Anchor wallet with the for your EOS, and frankly, for your Wax too. But how you use the Anchor wallet really depends on what you have secured. Let me see. Sundog is not here, so it really depends on how you have it secured. It's a tricky wallet and to get into if you have the private keys, blah, 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 but that is the best one that I would recommend. Okay. And I think I answered this one, Elaine, but hi, George, can't be there today. Somebody already asked if the amount of Stellar will equal the amount of airdrop, but the airdrop coin will be Aqua, right? Thanks so much. Yes, it will be the Aqua. That's what will be dropped in there. How much? I don't know. It'll end up in your wallet and you'll be able to see from that point. But it is unknown. You're not going to earn XLM. It is going to be that token. Hi, George. Have you heard anything about the supposed backdoor to Bitcoin supply? Another service is proclaiming that up to 98.2% of Bitcoin supply will not be available to the retail in 2022. More details supposed to be released this coming Wednesday. Not sure if this is the event related or not, but would like to know if you or any of your tech buddies have heard anything. Thank you, John. I have not heard anything. I've heard so many things that have not come to pass. And so, I don't know, another service is proclaiming that up to 98.2% of Bitcoin supply will not be available to retail in 2022. I don't know what that means because there's things that have to be defined. What is retail? Does that mean you and me? I don't know how they're going to stop that if I am doing it in, let's say, a crypto-friendly country that I'm not going to be able to buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not run by a company. No one can necessarily break down someone's Bitcoin door and go hold them hostage and say, this is what you need to do, or we're going to jail you all. So I can't possibly see how they could lock up 98.2%. I don't know who's proclaiming that, but I think that is ridiculous and not available to the retail in 2022. What retail? US, Chinese, Swiss, Mexican, French, German, all different countries. Cryptocurrencies, cryptos in general are borderless. That's why some people use VPNs. I mean, unless they, corner the market on the hashing power at 51%, I don't know how they're going to do that. I would honestly, I'd have to look at their data, but I think that's BS. Okay, we'll see what happens Wednesday. The nice crash today, was because someone dumped a whole bunch when it was the least liquid part of the day. So I don't know. I highly doubt that could ever be the case. But then again, I don't know. Okay, there we go. I think we are at the bottom. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, that is the last one. If anybody wants to put any questions in the question answer, if anybody wants to come on. Yes, okay, here we go. Is the Aqua XLM a one-time, a 1-to-1 airdrop? Nope, it is all based on how many participants are going to be there. Okay, and this is from Joseph. Hi, George. I have not created my HBAR wallet yet, waiting for the new video. Are you still going to do a new video replacing the old one? I probably will. I'm still getting requests, not as many, so it's kind of working, but their interface was back and forth and back and forth. It looks like they've decided on the new interface for sure. So I will put that on my list of things to do. I'm going to actually write that down, or I'm going to forget. Okay. Yeah, I will do that. And let's see. Yes, Ian is correct. Aqua will be dropped over a 3-year time span. It says it somewhere. That's why I kind of left this up. It doesn't say, let's see. Once distribution starts, it will continue for 3 years, 36 months. I'm guessing when they said 36 months, they mean that there will be an airdrop every month, but I don't know. That set of details is not there. They haven't also said that I could find that what is it all based on the snapshot of that time? So even if you sell out, that you're going to get that same amount for a 36-month period of time? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do one snapshot for 1 year and then another snapshot for another year. That's something that we will find out in time. This is from Joseph. Hi, George. In regards to EOS, my old ones that are stuck in Mu. Okay, not stuck, but that means they have not been converted from ERC20 to the EOS mainnet. I registered them in 2018 and 2019, and I have my private key. I can see the balance stacked at the EOS Authority, but I cannot withdraw or move them to anywhere. Can you help me to move them, please? I'd have to look into that because, as you said, it's back in 2018, 2019. And because you have it in My Ether wallet or Mu, it basically means it has not been converted. And I don't know, I know I converted mine. I don't remember how I did it. I don't even know if there's a bridge open, and it's going to take a little bit of research, but there are quite a few coins that people haven't converted from the ERC20 side of things to the new mainnet. And it's interesting because way back in the day, there were some YouTubers that said, "Oh, EOS, it's a sham, it's a scam because they're not even doing their own blockchain, and you have to buy an ERC20, and then they're going to move it to their own blockchain." And that's how so many other blockchains have done it. And so, it's hard to believe what people say at times because they're ignorant or they haven't done their research. But there are Wax was the same way, EOS, Theta, a lot of different blockchains started as an ERC20 and then moved to their own as they got funding and they could build it out and they didn't have to rush it out to have people participate. So I don't know. It's something I'd have to look into to see if there is a bridge between the two. Oh, and Joseph, you are welcome as soon as I make it. I'm actually going away to my Heidi place next Sunday for a week, and I will have a lot more time just to focus on that because sitting just to the left of me is my brand new Apple 16-inch that I had things sucked over from my 13-inch to my 16-inch. Man, I like that screen. It's enough where I don't have to bring my iMac desktop with me to where I go, which is not convenient whatsoever. But there was no way I could work on my 13-inch. And with the 13-inch, love it. I am going to get rid of it. I haven't figured out where yet. But there's only two USB-C ports on it. And so what I found was it's great if I wanted it just to do some simple things. But when I had a whole bunch of things like it being plugged into power, like having my dangling hard drive off it, I have a solid state drive that I back up everything. And I basically use an external solid state drive for the majority of my life. And that gets cloned to another one and put in a safe or a safe place. And so I don't worry about backups. I don't worry about having to go dig. It's a quick, immediate backup that I can store in multiple places and not have to worry about it too much. Okay, and this is from Sandra. Hi, George. I get confused as how to use a VPN. Do I need to log into my computer as a guest or incognito or other Google accounts email? I have Windows 10 and option to turn off VPN. I have your VPN and I also use NordVPN, but still concerned that my IP address will be seen. Example, US resident and signing up for non-US exchange. I should know this, but just need a simple instruction. Thank you. That is one thing I've been trying to get out the door is my VPN video on the cybersecurity class, and I have not yet because it's complex. But okay, VPNs really do not protect you. VPNs have done a great marketing, well, VPN companies have done a great marketing campaign to make you think that you can be hidden. But here's the reality. So a VPN will allow you to make yourself appear that you're coming from where you're not. They can't necessarily see the original VPN, the original IP address that you have at your computer to the end of the VPN. you shouldn't necessarily have to worry about that, but there's something that you can do, and I can't show you here, but you can go to a website called whatismyipaddress.com when you are connected to your VPN. And when you connect to your VPN, it'll show you the IP address that the world sees, and that should make you feel secure enough that that is what the website sees. And so if you check that before, then you'll know. What you'll also find out is there are some VPN companies that say that their VPN comes out of a particular country, and it's not necessarily. There's some things that people can do on the back end, but if you feel like you want to know what a particular exchange sees, connect with your VPN and then go to whatismyipaddress.com, and that will show you what the world sees. Now, this is, that's just the top level, the 50,000 foot view. But when you get down closer to what reality is, it's not just your IP address. In fact, most places shouldn't care what your IP address is, because that's not really who you are. Think about it this way. You start off at home, and let's say you're in Carson City, Nevada, and you decide you're going to go down and visit family in Las Vegas. Between Carson City and Las Vegas, you hit a lot of different cell towers. So you may start off in Carson, and then you get to whatever's in the middle of Nevada. There's not much there. And then you get all the way to Vegas, and you are on different IP addresses, depending on how your the service provider, Verizon, AT&T, whatever, T-Mobile. So IP addresses are really don't identify who you are. They can be used for fraud. For example, I know people have tried to purchase things and they say they're in the US because that's where their address is, and their IP address is in Poland. And so for something like that, it's not very sophisticated. The fraud that's trying to be passed, it might say no and void that transaction. But what really tracks you are cookies and logins and that type of thing. So this is not a simple, easy question to answer, because you can use a different IP address, but are you still logged into your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Amazon? All of those logins basically tell the world who you are. So you can change your IP address, but if you log into your Gmail, Amazon, Netflix, they know who you are. You're not fooling anybody by coming in from a new IP address, and they know where you live because, well, depending on how you have your Amazon account set up, how you have your Netflix account set up, your account ties you back to a credit card. That credit card has to be authorized by where you registered that credit card, like an address, whether it be a post office box or your real home address. Most everybody has it to their real home address because it's a financial it's done financially, and they're not going to give you a credit card without having your financial information, which means your social security number, which means they can go back and find out who you really are. So you're not really fooling anybody by coming in from a VPN, depending on how you have your computer set up, depending on what things you're logged into, what cookies are on your computer. I use a technology, a Pi-hole, that blocks most of the tracking cookies. Like, you can't get onto any social media in my house. Everything is blocked, and I don't necessarily take care of that, but the Pi-hole software does. So it doesn't necessarily block the social media, but what it does, well, there's one social media, Twitter, that that I allow in here. But when people come over and want to get Facebook, I'm like, yeah, just turn on your AT&T or Verizon, because I'm not turning that on. When you have those cookies that are set, when you see the Twitter thumbs up, when you see the Facebook logo on a non-Facebook page, it's tracking you across different sites. It's gathering information. It's gathering your metadata. It's saying, oh, this person is this is their Facebook account, and they are going to Amazon, or they're going to your local library if they have that. Google Analytics seems to be everywhere. And so if you're signed into Google, then the Google Analytics will read a cookie that says this is who you really are, even though you're pretending you're coming from India. They really know who you are. And so, when you come to the .io site, the .net site, I've laxed it a little bit because people have been behaving. But instantly, every website could say, nope, no more VPN, and that would be the end of it, and you would not be able to gain access to it. So if Binance wanted to, or any exchange wanted to block you from using a VPN, so they knew exactly what country you're coming from, they could do it at a moment's notice. And what are you going to do? You'd have to call someone in that country to gain access to it, because the way the technology is for VPNs, it's not the protocols that you're using, the software that you're using for VPN, it's where the endpoint is. And like 99% of them are in data centers, and those IP addresses are known to be data center IP addresses, and it's really hard to get around that. There are some ways, but it's a little bit tricky, and I'm not going to go down that road because I don't even have it set up, but I'd like to do it when I have time. So I think that is the last question. We're just under an hour. If anybody else, okay, one more. Oh wait, two more. Thanks, George. Can you give the dog a pat for us? Yes, I will. And I like to call the dog that we're babysitting Ribsy. If anybody knows that reference, that is the set of books that we've been reading. But his real name is Murphy, and he is an adorable little dog that it's going on 2 years that we lost our yellow lab. And we do miss having a dog, but all in good time, we'll do that. And one last, Sandra, George, do you know about 2K Sync Wallet and 2K Rollups? No, I'm not sure what, let's take a look. Nope, I'm not aware of that one, so I can't help you out on that. Oh, Metaverse. Yeah, Metaverse, it's the thing everybody's talking about. I'm not gonna participate. I don't care about Metaverse. There are other more important things, and people may, but I'm against certain big tech companies, and I will not participate. I have no desire. There's so many other things to do, so I don't. But we'll see. There's so many other things that are going on that's what I'm paying attention to. And frankly, I have more coins that I want. And if I miss out on something, that's okay, because I haven't done a lot of trades that Jay has done, and I've looked and like, oh, I could have done really well, but I'm okay because I have what I want, and we'll see how that fares out at the end of this bull run. So I think that's it. Everybody have a great rest of Saturday, and we'll talk again another weekend. Thanks a lot.